calling from La Lucila del Mar, Argentina.
Oh,
And, it's a little town by the sea. And well, I have two questions. The first one has something to do with the practice of today. I was willing to know if the language in which the meditation is guided has something to do with some kind of state of hypnosis, some kind of hypnotic state, because I practice in Spanish, which is my mother tongue, and
yeah.
I cannot feel that way. And maybe when I'm guided by you, I feel like, wow, this is hypnotic. I am partly awake and partly asleep, but in a conscious way. So that was my first question.
Okay, well, no, my intention is not to hypnotize you at all, because hypnosis is a kind of a state of, in some sense, suspension of mindfulness. I'm trying to use language to encourage you to wake up into every aspect of your cellular body, so to speak, and the direct experience of every sensation or no sensation. So it's like, uh, but so anybody who's guiding a body scan can intentionally use the voice in such a way to not have it sound intellectual or conceptual, but to kind of just a direct guidance so that the person who's receiving it feels like they're really doing it themselves. They're really experiencing their body from the inside, their mind from the inside, their breath from the inside, on their own. But I'm pointing out things in a particular kind of way. And if you find it relaxing, of course, I don't want it to be too relaxing, because if it, the more relaxing it is, the more likely you are to actually go unconscious. And I want you to be falling awake, if at all possible, rather than falling asleep. That said,
Mm.
we're so sleep deprived that for many of us, it's a good thing to fall asleep and then do it again sometime when you are have had plenty of sleep, and then you want to do it to fall awake again.
Mhm.
Thanks for that
Thank you.
question.
And I have another question. I'm a psychologist and I work with children, with disabled children. And sometimes I try to bring those practice, these mindful practices with them. And the other question was if you have any suggestion for me in that sense, because with some patients it's quite easy to bring them to the awareness of their bodies, which is the most direct
Right.
sensation they have maybe. And with some others like Angelman syndrome and so on, it's more difficult because they feel like really excited sometimes. And
Which
I
syndrome? I
find that
missed what you said when you said,
Angelman, it's a
I'm not
syndrome
sure I
in
know
which
that.
they aren't able to move all the body. They are kind of rigid, and they are called the smiling syndrome because they have
I
like
see.
that.
Yeah.
And well, maybe they are more difficult for me to work with them in this way because they are maybe really excited when you try to calm them. So maybe you
Yeah.
have any suggestions for me?
Well, I think in my experience, the most important thing is your connection with them. So, in a way, if you're really sensitive and mindful, they'll tell you what's good for them and what's not good for them. So rather than imposing some kind of technique or some kind of idea that, oh, this should be good for them, just as you've observed, for some children, they might love this. For other children, that might be the worst thing to do for them. So a lot of it can be, it should all be playful, engaging, not overwhelming, calming, of a particular kind of energy, especially when it's excited. Or for kids that need a little bit more energy and engagement, to try to do it always in a respectful way, because kids, even if they seem unreachable, they're living in their own world in a way that really needs to be respected. And when they experience that respect, that's what draws them out into our world in a certain way. Aside from that, I'm not a specialist in that area, so I really can't say more, except to say a lot of people do work with children with somatic and emotional and cognitive problems. And so you can find all sorts of methods on the web of people who are really quite masterful in terms of bringing children with various kinds of psychological or physical challenges to maximize their own capacity for interacting with the kind of world that they don't necessarily feel comfortable in.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you.